Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between FoCuS and ReMinD. This game coming, well, from Concealed Hill, taken from the Dreamhack closed bracket finals, not the actual final match, but yes, from that finals, final, I can't even talk straight. It's been so long. Well, it is collectively known as the Dreamhack finals, and we'll see what's going to be going down in this Night Elf versus Orc matchup. FoCuS spawning as the yellow orc on the top right hand side of the map, going up against ReMinD spawning as the red night elf. Night elf versus orc, we are opening up Altar of Elders. There is that Moonwell off to the north, right off over here. Just north is that Ancient of War, which will be training up an archer and then tanking some damage. The questions we will be looking at is what will be the hero type, Farseer versus Blade Master, or Keeper of the Grove, or something else. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to the 2-minute mark just to get things underway. It is gonna be the Keeper of the Grove, and it is gonna be a Blade Master coming in from FoCuS, as we are not looking at Headhunters. Blade Master grunts the opening of sorts here this time around, as we are already looking at or seeing, well, what I predicted, because this is just the basic opening moves in WarCraft 3 as of late. Peon trying to absorb a little bit of damage, or perhaps try to get a little bit of a steal, actually aggroing some of those units away, making it a little bit difficult for the Ancient of War to get in that damage. Nicely done, as now the Keeper of the Grove will not be able to easily finish off all of these units. They walked a little bit too far, and now the Ancient of War trying to come back over to finish things off. Back off to the north right here, it looked like there was a building and then a cancellation right there, as we are now looking at the Keeper of the Grove heading off to the north here, trying to go after a different creep camp and perhaps try to get to level 2 quickly. Keeper of the Grove, well, gonna get some additional experience help from that archer down to the south. Long distance experience gain. Keeper of the Grove already sitting at level 2, gonna pick up that Tome of Agility, and now, well, look to finish off the remainder of this Kobold Tunneler creep camp. Blade Master, on the other hand, already sitting at level 1, very close to level 2, has a Claws of Attack +5 and a Circlet of Nobility for an additional bit of damage and hit points. As the archer, is going to try and run away from the Blade Master? Yes, he will. Is going to, well, try to get off one shot to disrupt the healing. It was not even able to do that, as the Blade Master was able to win walk in time. All right, Keeper of the Grove coming back around, gets an entangle onto a grunt, and that grunt has seen better days. It's going to be standing there taking an absolute beating from that Keeper of the Grove, trading a grunt there, as we can see a second entangle now going down, waiting to get to level 3 for that Keeper of the Grove to finish off this grunt here. A little bit more damage will be needed. Is the grunt going to try and back away or run? It does look like it's going to try and run. The Keeper of the Grove going to get in a little bit more damage. One final shot, finishing it off. All right, some good exchanges overall, but we are now looking at text to tier 2 on both sides. Orc slightly ahead here, as the Keeper of the Grove wants to disrupt a bit of mining. We're going to see some peons getting taken down. There goes a peon there. Keeper of the Grove now trying to force a retreat here, as the Blade Master gets off a critical strike and it chases some units back. We are now transitioning into headhunters, or excuse me, huntresses as well, as the Blade Master tries to wander around the map. Army sizes on both sides are fairly small, 28 compared to 23. Pretty skeletal crews, as the Keeper of the Grove retreats all the way back. We'll be using some of this Moonwell juice, get a little bit more additional hit points and mana, and perhaps rejoin in onto the battlefield. So far, though, it feels like both players are just trying to feel each other out, trying to get a good sense of what is going on. How come it sounds like I don't hear that many game sounds? Okay, I can hear the game sounds. It just seems really low for some reason. Maybe my children were playing with my computer sounds. That would be problematic. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove now trying to wander back across here. Do this. All right. Keeper of the Grove wandering back across here. Blade Master going to go after that crab instead, as the Keeper of the Grove going to go off to the north and, well, regroup. The Keeper of the Grove does have that Dust of Appearance and is now making its way off to the north, perhaps trying to put down a little bit of pressure. Both sides actually opting to do a bit more teching as well, and we're still looking At a Shadow Hunter now being added alongside a Spirit Lodge for some Shaman, and also adding into that War Mill. Keeper of the Grove desperately wants to clear out some creep camps, perhaps get to level 3. Blade Master going to be making its way on over, picking up the Tome of Intelligence first, as now all of the other units are simply retreating back. Blade Master could easily finish off these last couple of treants, but decides against it. Blade Master is still wandering around here. Shadow Hunter going to be joining in on the battle as we see the Goblin Alchemist as that second here, and now the Sentinel is now down. FoCuS' Blade Master has to consider its options, doesn't want to actually be scouted out here, but realizes that an acid bomb and a little bit of damage right there, Blade Master going to take that damage over time. Blade Master still wandering back and forth and still taking a little bit of damage over time, has to be extremely careful. Meanwhile, the Alchemist, although it does have 725 hit points, does not have high armor, so, well, it takes a lot more damage and auto attack damage than any of the other heroes currently out in play. Shadow Hunter, Blade Master, all of them have all the other heroes out there with a decent amount of armor. Meanwhile, this one Alchemist here has a decent amount of hit points and now trying to lead the charge once more. All right, Serpent Ward now being placed down, Scowl out, and what Sentries now. Sentinel is now dropping down to, well, reveal that Blade Master as the Serpent Ward was quickly cleaned up. Meanwhile, Giant Sea Turtle joining in on the battle here, trying to see what side is going to get attacked first. Is the Alchemist going to try and pick up the item, or the Blade? Alchemist, I believe, got some experience there. Blade Master, I believe, got the item, Cloak of Shadows, as the units are going to continue to retreat back as we are looking at all of those Huntresses trying to fall back away from those Serpent Wards. Entangle going down onto a Shaman. Shaman quickly purges itself out of that sticky situation as we're going to look at a, well, light denial right there. Blade Master sitting at level 2, Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1, going up against a level 2 Keeper of the Grove, almost at level 3. But with that said, well, it is already going up against Shamans. So with those Shamans and that Purge, both the Treants and the Entangles are not going to be that strong. And now we are looking at the Wind Rider joining in on the battle as well. Wind Riders do deal some big damage and can really rack up that damage quickly, as we're looking at the Blade Master and the Keeper of the Grove making its way back down to the south here. Keeper of the Grove making its way back down to the south. We are looking at the Alchemist, well, clearing up the rest of this expansion location as the Tree of Life absorbs and tanks a large amount of damage. This Tree of Life was built off to the south pretty early. We are now looking at an Ancient Protector being placed down as well, as the Tree of Life is now going to try and regenerate some of those hit points. Ancient of War also placed down here. Keeper of the Grove has to be, well, has to drink back up and get back into the fight fairly fast. We can see that the Orc army is nearby, but perhaps he doesn't expect that there is an expansion already underway. Keeper of the Grove going to go ahead and engage here. There is, well, that sheep is actually a sheep. I thought it was a hexed unit for a moment. Nope. Keeper of the Grove could be in trouble, trying to run away, trying to buy a potion of invulnerability, unable to do exactly that. Are we going to see any damage rack up onto a Shaman or two? Yes, we do, as this Keeper of the Grove teleports back home and perhaps heals back up, pretty much back up to full. Keeper of the Grove just shy of level 3 once more. Meanwhile, we are looking at Wind Riders going after the Ancient Protector here. It looks like the Ancient Protector will get completed. Tree of Life is still trying to regenerate some of those hit points. Well, no, not regenerating hit points any longer, as the Serpent Wards give level 3 to that Keeper of the Grove. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 2 has access to Healing Wave. Ancient Protector, more Wisps need to be trained and repaired here, as ReMinD is going to be going into a 2 base play. Meanwhile, FoCuS is, well, focusing on 1 base play, so to speak. Healing Spray, keeping that Huntress alive for a little while longer, but still ends up getting taken down due to Focus Fire. More Serpent Wards falling here, more Wisp being brought back over Huntresses. Keeper of the Grove and Alchemist now trying to lead the charge. Evasion, a perfect addition to that Alchemist to give it some more effective hit points overall. As the Alchemist now makes its way back across here, we're going to try and go after some of these Ogre Lord units. Are we going to see a Shockwave? Yes, Shockwave ripping through some of those treants on the other side. Meanwhile, off to the north here, Raiders and Wind Riders going after the expansion location. ReMinD is going to come slightly ahead in the overall item and experience race, as it takes on one of the 3 green creep or red creep camps on the map. Alchemist now sitting at level 3 with level 2 Healing Spray. Keeper of the Grove, who's going to pick up that Tome of Intelligence. Keeper of the Grove picking up that Tome of Intelligence, 28 to 34 damage. Alchemist 34 to 61 damage. Both heroes already able to attack air, which should be a very, very, well, big boost overall, as FoCuS may try and pivot into a 1 or 2 more Wind Riders if the time, well, if available. All right, so far we're looking at the Blade Master trying to go up against the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove gonna Keeper of the Grove unable to spot the Blade Master. Blade Master potion of invulnerability able to, I believe, take the. Did he take the item? I don't think so. Potion of greater healing picked up by the alchemist instead. Blade Master wanted the item, was unable to get it, and used a potion of invulnerability in order to try and steal the item overall. But the Sentinels were able to keep track of where that Blade Master was pretty much at all times. Acid Bomb now being thrown down as well. FoCuS does have some sentry wards placed down here. Will know exactly where his opponent is, as we are looking at an expansion being set up off to the north by FoCuS. All right, both sides continuing this fight back and forth. Alchemist continuing to put pressure once more. FoCuS, ReMinD battling back and forth in the center portion. Keeper of the Grove, Alchemist going to continue to engage. Blade Master, Shadowhunter going to try and engage off to the other side here. Wind Rider is going to try and push on a little bit of additional damage as we see a quick Wisp getting taken out here. Both sides just trying to channel each other and trying to test where the other is in the waters, as we are looking at a Huntress easily getting taken down after an ensnare by the Raider, giving level 3 now to that Shadowhunter. All right, Great Hall under a lot of duress here, as we can see that no armor as of yet. Units are trying to retreat back. It looks as though the Watchtower could get taken down. Watchtower gets taken down or canceled. Can't quite tell, as we're looking at all of the units fighting back here. A Healing Spray trying to keep up some of those units. We are looking at also a Huntress also running into the Healing Spray to try and stay alive a little while longer. Kodo Beast trying to snack up on a meal, currently unable to do that. There's a Purge, there's a snack, and that Huntress has seen better days. All right, inside the belly of the beast, more units going to continue to try and engage. More Healing Spray coming back around here, as we're looking at these units continue to go back and forth. Blade Master now going after the Huntress once again. Kodo Beast continuing to fight here. Healing Spray going to bounce around once more as the Huntresses are retreating back. Blade Master now going after the Huntress. Huntress is going to go ahead and Shadow Meld right there. I don't believe there's actually a Sentry Ward, as we are seeing some long distance attacks as that Huntress now tries to get away, trying to shake off that Purge. Beautifully played so far, but the Wind Rider with that fast movement speed Huntress is going to be able to Shadow Meld. That is the question. Is it going to be able to Shadow Meld in time? No, it does not. Even with the help of that Fountain of Health, could not, well, get invisible to stay alive. Gonna look at this engagement here. Only one Wind Rider by FoCuS, but that seems to be all he really needs. Also 0-2 upgrades on these units, so a little bit more higher armor upgrades than attack upgrades overall. Fountain of Health, well, going to be beneficial for whoever's close enough nearby, as we're now looking at this engagement here. This is a fight at the fountain, and, well, the spa treatment for FoCuS not looking so well, as the Huntresses are now trying to dive on in. This is turning into a 2v1 fight, but FoCuS was able to finish off the Red Drake and now continue to fight here, now getting True Shot Aura for all of those Shamans and Wind Riders and Kodo Beast in the back. That is going to be some big damage bonus overall, as the Wind Riders are now currently at +7, still trying to fight their way through. All right, Huntress is continuing to engage. They are Shadow Melding at the right opportunity and time to try and block, as we see reveals now being placed down as well to try and, Dust of Appearance onto those Huntresses, so that they're no longer able to block in those units. We can see a Tome of Intelligence. Is that just kind of floating? Yes, it is. But all of that is just going to be left behind. Now fighting an engagement away here. We're looking at some Wind Riders trying to back away. Huntress is continuing to engage here, as that Wind Rider not actually low on hit points. You can see that the hero damage is not piercing damage, so it only does the flat damage instead of that bonus, which you often expect from Riflemen and, well, other piercing damage units. Blade Master continuing to fight here, now needs to back away, does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Alchemist now currently using a Potion of Invulnerability. Huntresses are falling on both sides, 50 compared to 54. Both sides suffering heavy casualties as the Kodo Beast gets taken down. All right, there goes a Serpent Ward as well. Level 4, level 3, going up against level 4, as the expansion is trying to be established. Great Hall nearing completion. Watchtower now nearly done, as it is soon going to be 2 bases to 2 bases. Alchemist trying to, well, fight in this front line spot here. Alchemist is going to be able to finish off any of these units. More Huntresses are going to end up getting taken down, as the Alchemist is just shy of level 4. Should be able to get there here in just a moment. They're using that Potion of Greater Healing and now leveling up. Continuing that battle up again. Grunt's going to try and engage. Both sides losing lots of units. 52 supply compared to 47. A little bit of additional mana from that level up for a bit more Healing Spray, as the Huntresses are still ensnared and unable to escape from the onslaught of the Watchtower and these Serpent Wards. Grunt's continuing to retreat back, and it looks like we're going to get a little bit of respite here. All right, respite for these fights, a little bit of reprieve, as the Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist both sitting at level 4, but a little bit behind on experience. FoCuS having a sizable experience lead, but it hasn't translated into a hard level yet. FoCuS's main job or main idea will be trying to get both of these heroes to that level 5, opening up level 3 Serpent Wards and level 3 critical strike, really just cranking up the dial on all of that damage, as the Kodo Beast wants something in its belly. Healing Wave coming back across here. Serpent Ward and Snare trying to finish off one unit. Blade Master now trying to retreat back. There goes a Raider as well. Both sides actually exchanging units a bit. 52 supply. FoCuS finally going into low upkeep after all this time. ReMinD has constantly had the supply advantage, but it's been with more of these tier 1 Huntresses, even though they do have 2-1 upgrades. Still hasn't really translated all that well, especially when you add in the Kodo Beast giving bonus damage to the Grunts, and also the Shamans Kodo Beast being able to eat some units, and the Shamans being able to purge down all of those treants. All right, in comes a big fight. ReMinD is in a great spot here, trying to rack up all of that damage. Are they going to be able to deal more damage here? Healing spray across multiple units, as Grunts could end up getting taken down. Blade Master now with a potion of invulnerability, currently okay. We're looking at Shamans getting taken down. Blade Master down to 106 hit points, still fighting all the way around. Shadow Hunter needs to get off a healing a bit, just a second, as the Shadow Hunter now down to 58 hit points, able to retreat back, and now the Blade Master escapes down to 112 hit points. All right, a little bit more damage. Fortified armor now on the Burrow and the Watchtowers, as we see a bit more healing spray coming in from that Alchemist. Inbound, well, FoCuS needs to try and save his expansion, but he took quite a beating in that last fight, and he is still just shy of level 5 on both of those heroes, but they are coming in with plenty of items. Orc Burrow does have, well, 4 peons currently on the inside, trying to keep the Huntresses at bay, and now ReMinD, without a Staff of Preservation, has no way to really reset any of these Huntresses at all. All right, more damage coming on through. Healing spray being used right there. Blade Master could be taking a little bit more damage, able to back up. There goes a healing wave right there once more, as we're looking at all of these units trying to retreat their way back. Serpent, we're going to finish off Huntress in the back, giving level 5 to the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter continuing the fight back here. Blade Master also at level 5. Is this the turnaround that FoCuS needed to get to push all of this back here, even though FoCuS doesn't have that much more mana on the Shadow Hunter, has 2 potions of mana, and now throwing down those Serpent Wards that do deal so much damage. Serpent Wards doing 48 to 52 piercing damage. However, they are not strong enough to stand on their own against this number of Huntresses, as the Serpent Wards are slowly getting cleared up. All right, more damage coming back on through. Shadow Hunter does have a Clarity Potion, throws down another Serpent Ward, trying to cause a little bit of a fight here, as we see that the Keeper of the Grove, tries to entangle down the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter healing waves himself, throws down another Serpent Ward as well. 2 Serpent Wards in snares. Is this going to be enough, as the Kodo Beast could perhaps be trying to dine on some units as well, as there is now triple Serpent Wards here trying to FoCuS back. 53 supply compared to 44. Are the Serpent Wards going to be enough? Is the Kodo Beast going to fall? Kodo Beast looks like it's going to fall through. Well, reversing another Huntress back out onto the battlefield. Blade Master, 255 hit points, going to end up getting taken down. No, able to break free, as more and more Huntresses are getting taken down as well. We see plenty of Serpent Wards going after units, but they're not going after the Huntresses as I expected them to, trying to rack up all of that damage again and again. 37 supply compared to 44, as another Huntress going to end up getting taken down. 220 critical strike, level 3 critical strike on that Blade Master, as the expansion is still up and operational for FoCuS. ReMinD trying to hold on to, well, any size of an advantage that he can, but has lost a good number of units there. All right, coming back around. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 5, halfway to level 6. Blade Master, same thing. Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now using the fountain as well. Why isn't it going to use that Tome of Intelligence, getting ready to fight right here? And here is that engagement, and now Serpent Wards are going to be placed down as well. Huntresses should be able to easily heal. Alchemist actually benefits from this fountain quite a bit, as it is a percentage-based heal, as I've mentioned in games past, allowing that Alchemist to heal a large amount of hit points. All right, coming back, are they going to perhaps be trying to go in for a possible flank? FoCuS has had home field advantage for quite a bit but still has not been able to really get a clear advantage as of yet. Blademaster now going to dive on in. There's some Serpent Wards. There's an Acid Bomb. Treants now trying to join in on the battle. Shaman should be trying to purge down. There's some Healing Spray. Treants are quickly getting purged down as well as the Blademaster tries to finish off a couple of Huntresses. Raiders now looking to back off. Scroll of Healing used right there across the other side as the Alchemist now once again low on mana. Healing Wave bouncing around. Blademaster going after the other hero off to the north. Shadowhunter still has a potion of mana, trying to use that well as there is a lot of red hit point units on FoCuS's sides who needs to retreat back. Shamans continuing to poke back more damage here as the Serpent Wards are looking for targets to try and poke down. There's some more Serpent Ward poking as well as the Healing Spray coming back over. Shamans are here. Are they going to try and perhaps finish off some of those treants as a new Kodo Beast comes out onto the battlefield for a little bit more damage as well? All right, Kodo Beast back out onto the battlefield. Keeper of the Grove down to 120 hit points. Could be in trouble. Could get taken down. Potion of Invulnerability transferred over. Healing Wave doubling back around as the Keeper of the Grove down to 42 hit points is trying to retreat back. Are we going to see an ensnare onto that Keeper of the Grove? No, Blademaster just going to give a quick tap, takes it down, and that could be the game as there is the GG level 6 on the Blademaster. FoCuS versus ReMinD on Concealed Hill. ReMinD able to establish up a pretty much uncontested expansion down to the south and build up a bit of a resource lead. But the Treants really felt like they were perhaps feeding a bit of experience once FoCuS got Shaman. FoCuS taking that slight hero level advantage that we saw at level 4. He was closer to level 5, and then once you saw that jump to level 5, things just started to go well and well. On top of that, FoCuS with home field advantage, able to use the shop, and a couple of close calls for FoCuS as well, as FoCuS nearly lost his Shadowhunter and Blademaster at the same time while trying to defend that expansion. The upgrade to Fortified Armor also a big help as well, allowing FoCuS to hold on to that Orc Burrow and the peons inside while offering a bit of defense. That seemed to be the rallying point for FoCuS, as once he got the higher hero level up and those Serpent Wards were able to push back the Huntresses, well, the decision for ReMinD to try and go for more tier 1 units really did not pay off. The longer the game goes, the better it would have been for FoCuS, as he had access to those Kodo Beasts, those Wind Riders, and those Shamans. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.